today's guest, we got Matt Jacob. He's
Sir,
from what country you're from?
I'm from the UK.
UK. He's from UK and
I'm British.
British. He's been a great friend, man. We've met in this community called Consulting Blueprint, and since ever then, we actually recorded a interview with him and Jeremy.
Yeah,
That's been a while, and so I thought it would be nice to have him as a guest in the podcast, and then just gonna talk about business, life, and in general. But yeah, man, how are you been?
yeah. I've been good, man. It's been a long time. Missed you.
Yes,
Last podcast or interview we did was back in October, so it's been a good amount of time. It's been a good amount of time. I
it's
think it
been a
was.
long time, man.
Yeah.
Bro, I love your accent. Like, every time I talk to you, bro,
What's
like,
going on?
it's so fire. Like, UK accent is just like every time I hear it, bro, it's so professional to listen to.
Dude, it's. I have this weird thing. Like when I was in university, before
Yeah.
university, it was just a pure British accent. I do not want to. You can pay me any money. I will not show you my old sales calls. The accent there was horrible. The British accent was really posh. It's like exactly like the Queen, basically. It was really bad.
Okay.
And then as you get older, it
Mhm.
kind of turned more into this American accent. It's like a
Okay.
weird American English fusion. It's really weird. But anyway,
Is that a thing?
happens
Like
to people.
happens?
It
Man,
happens.
have you watched that show Peaky Blinders?
I have to.
Or
I
have you
have
heard
to.
it?
I haven't gotten to
Okay.
it yet. No.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're busy at building your business right now. So, to be honest, just do your thing, man. I've been seeing a lot of your content. I love your content. But bro, you're Filipino, but were you born in UK?
Yes, I wanted to guess.
Okay, but you've been back in Philippines still, right?
I have, yeah, but I want you to guess. Am I full
Oh, you want me
Filipino
to
or not?
guess
Yeah, make it fun.
if you were born? To be honest, I feel like you were born in UK, bro. No way.
No,
No way, bro.
full Filipino.
Okay, if you
I'm
moved,
full Filipino
okay,
blood. Problem
if
solved.
you
That's it.
moved from Philippines I would guess you were about like 2 or 3 years old when you moved over there.
So it's funny. It's funny you bring this up because it was back and forth. So
Mm,
what would happen is earlier on in my life, I was born in the Philippines, and then by the age of 4 or 5, I think it's kind of fuzzy in my mind, but I believe around 4 or 5, I moved to the UK for a bit, attended school here, and then until about 7 years old, or I don't know, some age, I went back to the
right,
Philippines, did education there, and then went back here for good in 2010. So it was a lot of back and forth for sure.
back and forth. Okay,
Yeah,
is it just your parents work and you just moving back and forth?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, my Lolo and Lola just used to take care of me when I was
Mm,
in the Philippines. So that's when I was in the
okay.
Philippines. They take care of me. I go to school, do all the usual stuff there, and then here would be me and my father basically. And it
Okay,
was a lot of back and forth. Not just back and forth as well with the countries, but also with schools. Like I used to move schools a lot
schools.
in many different
Uh-huh.
areas. So at first it did make it kind of hard to make friends, but I wouldn't trade the world. I wouldn't trade the world for it. Honestly,
Mm,
I'm glad for every experience that I went through. Made me the person I am today. And I hope it's
mm.
not sounding arrogant, but I'm really happy with how everything turned out
No,
in the good
no,
and the
for
bad.
sure, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%. I believe that too. Everything happens for a reason, and we're put into this world where like it's just carving our path, man. It's
Mhm.
everything happens for a reason. But man, that's interesting that you said that because I have a similar experience on you, like just moving a lot and having to make new friends to new
Mm.
schools, and
Yeah,
it feels like sounds like we've had a similar childhood.
yeah,
How do you think that impacted your life now?
yeah. So actually, I want to say something before that. Is which part of the Philippines were you born in the Philippines yourself?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Philippines, and
Which part?
I'm. It's a province. It's at is it Luzon? I'm so sorry, bro. It's Luzon. It's
Luzon.
the
Yeah,
main.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in the Manila, but the province over there, it's at Nueva Ecija. That's where I was born.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Luzon.
Right.
So near Manila. I was born. Yeah, I
But
was born in Luzon as well. I was born in Cavite City, which is near.
Cavite.
I don't know if it's near
I,
Manila, but Metro Manila.
to be honest, I'm so bad at. I know now. Unfortunately, I know more about the geography of U.S. instead of my own country, which is kind of sad. But it
Yeah,
is
you're
what
good,
it
man.
is, man. Last time I went there, I have no idea about like this is how far this is. So like the only place I know now is Manila to my province. That's the only spot I clearly remember. And then the
Um,
rest is kind of just like I don't know how far this is and stuff like that.
got work to do. Got work to
Yeah,
do.
I know, man. I feel embarrassed even saying that.
Hey,
It's
I got work to
yeah,
do as well, bro. I got work to do in mine. I still can't speak Filipino, fluent Filipino or Tagalog. I need to work on that.
Tagalog.
Yeah, dude.
You do understand though, right?
Yeah, I understand. I'm one of those weird anomaly cases where I I've lived in the Philippines. I understand Philippines because obviously people around me have spoken Tagalog. Well, I understand
Mhm.
Tagalog, that's what I meant. So,
Right.
and people around me have spoken it, but I just can't
That's
say
you
it.
see, that's
I can't.
interesting. Uh, I've met a lot of people who can understand Tagalog, but they can't speak it.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's just like, I don't know. I think because I just was more inclined to speak in English to them. And
No,
since
100%.
loads of people well, pretty much everyone can speak English
Mm,
in the Philippines, it's like, okay, I'll just resort to English. I'll speak to them in English. Even my lolas and lolas, my family, my friends, I'll just speak to them in English. It's much easier. I don't have to learn Tagalog, so why
mhm.
bother? Kind of thing. And they'd still understand me and we'll have a
Right.
perfect time. It'll be fine. So I need
Do
to
you
work on that. That's
regret
my
it?
bucket list.
But
Do I regret it?
yeah.
Well, not really. I can.
Mm,
Here's the thing. I can change it from now on. I can change. I can choose to start learning it now. It's never too
100%,
late.
man. I love that answer.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, but I know recently you've dropped out from the uni.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, talk to me about the decision, man. And I know as Filipinos, that's kind of like,
Yeah. It's
was
like
there any? What's your parents' reactions, and what made you the decision to drop out?
they at first they reacted to it like I just did first degree murder, but um, you know, it's funny you say that because in our last like video together interview, I was actually in the dorm. I was in the
Right,
dorm
right,
back in
right. I
October,
remember
so
that. Hmm.
two different environments now. So yeah, I was in the dorm back in October, dropped out. Um, and the reason for that is it's a couple of things. So my mentor, and not just my mentor, a lot of people, they talk the most successful people in the world, they talk about focus. Okay.
Hmm.
You gotta focus on one thing. You gotta focus on one office. You gotta focus on
Right.
this and that. Okay. How I see it is, and how, this isn't some blind decision. It's something I've talked about with people around me and some of the closest people around me too. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So the way I see it is like you either do it or you don't. You're either
100%.
it's like you're either all in or you're not doing it. You're out.
Right.
Okay. Same thing goes with university. Okay. Sure, I can do university for the next 4 years, do that marketing course while building my business on the side. But to me, I would just be where I want to be right now. You know, 30K a month with the business.
Hmm.
If I just focus purely on that, okay, it's like trying to
Right.
chase two rabbits.
Hmm.
It's while it was a risky decision, it's like, look, at the end of the day, what would my future self want? What would my future self be happy that would he be happy with me staying just because he was scared of what his parents thought
Hmm.
about his decision and trying to please them, and deep down he was very resentful to them?
Hmm.
Or should I have just jumped the gun, dropped out, go absolutely all in, go hard on this business, focus every single hour on this, trying to grow this thing
Mm.
to get to where I want to be, so that later on down in the line, I can do the things that that business allows me to do. For example, I just, yeah, for example, offered to pay the bill for whenever we go out to dinner, go
Right.
travel the world, all these things that, because there's so much more to money than just the numbers on the screen.
Mhm.
So it's very simple. A to B, which one would I choose?
Man, I love the answer. It's to be honest, man, kudos to you, man. It's
Yeah. I'm not saying it was
definitely
easy as well. I'm not making out it's easy at all. It was very
yeah.
hard. Yeah, it was hard, man, because
Because
especially growing up,
uh
I was always that person who didn't want to start conflict or was very agreeable.
mhm.
I was a yes man. I was such a yes man. I was such a pushover growing up. So when I had to make that decision, it was basically me trying to combat that. It was
Man,
tough. It was tough.
yeah, no, for sure, I bet. And it's well, so now are your parents what are they saying now? Like your family, are they cool with it now? I mean, you've been starting to build a really good momentum for your business, and
Mm.
what's their are they supporting about you that, or are they kind of like still low key convincing you I should go back?
Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'll just tell you what's happened over the past couple of months with like June
Hmm.
and coming back here, right? So at first, so when I told them the news initially, oh, I'm dropping out, I don't want to do this anymore, you can
Right.
expect what the answer was. They weren't
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
You should
Mhm.
stay. You should just build it on the side until you start, until it starts doing well. It's a lot of stuff I've heard, and a lot of stuff
Mhm.
that your parents might tell you as well. Okay.
Right.
That was the initial reaction. And we were literally just butting heads at that time. It
Mhm.
wasn't good. It wasn't healthy. Even if I tried to tell them and show them, like, look, like what I just told you, right? Just go all. You're better off going all in than trying to do half and half. But they wouldn't see
Mhm.
it, and I completely get them. At the time, if I was a parent and my kid was just out of the blue throwing something I wasn't used to hearing, then I probably have the same reaction initially. Okay, so
Mhm.
I understand where they're coming from.
Right.
Those first few months were a rough patch, definitely.
Mhm.
Um, Arguments and just disagreements. Okay,
Right.
and then after that, when I went back here, obviously now the difference is being at uni to here. I don't have the dorm.
Mhm.
I'm here. I'm with them 24/7. I have contact, so we're
Right.
literally like we were butting heads before, but now I'm literally just next to them and like I'm around them 24/7 all the time. So that's not how it went down though. It was more like I'll say passive aggressive. Like they'll bring
Right.
it up, they'll tease me, they'll make remarks, oh why you drop out, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But eventually we just matured to the point where we had a talk. We sat down, I think it was last week, we sat down, had a talk, and I believe honesty is the best policy.
Mhm.
So what I did was they just wanted to see how I was doing, okay, and what the plan was. Since I dropped out, there's not a lot of stability in what I'm doing now. So they just wanted to
Mhm.
hear my side of the story, what was going to happen. So I just told them, here's what's June looking like right now. I'm doing really well. I've been at this for 2, 3 years now for sure. Nothing coming in. And I understand if I was in your position, you probably feel the same way. You tell me to do something else just to make sure something I have a plan. But it's been going on for 2 to 3 years now, struggling. But now it's going really well. June, I've picked up momentum. I've got clients. I've got money coming in. And I think when
Mhm.
they heard that money was coming in, that's when this. That's when like instantly, I think they had a bit more respect for me. Not
Mhm.
that I'm entitled to it. I'm just saying what happened.
No, 100%.
So I could definitely tell the respect was there. They heard money was coming in. I just told them it was doing really well. My clients are happy. I
Mhm.
didn't go all the way in the weeds what was going on because I confused them. But from
Right.
that point on, just them knowing like having the security that things are going well. I have a plan. I know what I'm doing. Safe to say that it's changed quite a bit. Like ever
Mhm.
since that talk,
Mhm.
I've I can definitely tell the respect was there much more. Like I was not getting, you know, teased about the business or getting told, just basically getting a headache. Okay. It's
Mhm.
a lot less than that now. And I think that came down to just being honest, just saying how things are
Honesty.
going.
Right.
And being aware that it could go wrong as well. It could go wrong. I could
Yeah.
fuck up this month, but
Mm.
yeah, just told him like, look, he was doing well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the other day I even paid for the groceries, so I think that's also I just offered to pay for the groceries. I was just being nice, and I think now there's a lot more respect, there's a lot more understanding, and
That's
letting
awesome.
me do this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly I'm happy for you, man. It's seems like it's going well. And yeah, but it's just the beginning, bro. Like how's the business going actually? Let's go there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. You're right there. It's definitely still in the beginning. I'm still
Mm.
looking to grow. I'm trying to improve. At the moment, you know what? I'll disclose the numbers because I believe in
Yeah, let's talk
honesty.
about numbers.
Let's just have a conversation.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So last month, June, wrapped up at 4.4K cash collect, not cash collected, contracted about 3.2K rev,
Mhm.
3.2K cash collected. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So 3.2K, 4K, just shy of 5K last month.
Mhm.
This month, I'm really trying to push past that 5K month, trying to get my first 10K month. And I made some investments here and there with myself to make sure that happens. So I'm pretty confident we're going to make it. If not, just stop, shy of that. But even then, I'll still be happy. So it's been going well. Signed on 2 clients last month. They're getting results as well. That's arguably what makes it better is seeing my clients get results and seeing them actually, just actually get something that paid off.
Right.
Who's working with me, and it's going to continue going. So yeah, it's been going well at the moment. Just need to manage those standards.
Right.
Make sure I'm operating at a
Yeah,
high
to
level.
just get some insight for the people who's listening. Can you tell us more about what do you do and what do you offer?
Yeah, 100%. So I basically help other coaches and consultants back out their calendar with sales calls because I know a problem for a lot of people is they might have a really good offer, it's proven, it's tested, gets results. You might be really good with sales and be competent with it and close clients. But what I like to say is, look, if blood stops flowing in your body, then your body dies.
100%.
Same thing here with business. If prospects, if calls stop flowing through your business, then your business will die. And it's the truth. Like nothing's going to happen. You're not going to be able to sell that offer and really show how it's going to help people if there's no one to show it to. And you're not going to be able to close any clients if there's no one to close. So I come in, I coach them, I show them a nice, neat little A to Z strategy, how they can get more calls in the calendar. I'm talking worst case scenario, 1 call a day, 1 call every other day. But that's the minimum. Okay. We're pushing for double digits here. We're not playing games. We're trying to really fill your business up with
100%.
sales calls. So yeah.
Yeah, man. To be honest, I've been loving your content. I watched one of your video about like laying out the farm on exactly what you did. I think you put it out in the Slack channel. And the way you're doing it, you're just giving it all away. And
I have to.
yeah, no, 100%. What do you think at the beginning? What was the main bottleneck you had to overcome to get this momentum going?
So I'll speak on what happened back in like October, because that was how me and Elijah met was through a mutual group, a mutual mentorship program. So I'll tell you what happened before that. What were the main bottlenecks, and then what were the main bottlenecks right up until I signed those clients. Okay, so back in October, it was I think it's the whole shebang. Really, I was struggling with my offer. It was a lot of things, but it was very messy. So I didn't know how much to charge. I didn't know what I was offering. I wasn't sure. With the marketing, dude, you got to come to terms. I'll fill you in as well. I came from a background where I was only booking 1 to 2 calls a month. It was that bad. Yeah, well, I couldn't get more than 2 calls a month back in last June, July. It was really bad. So not booking enough calls. And then sales as well. I needed help on that. Wasn't totally comfortable with taking sales calls. So it was those 3. Also mindset, ton of mindset issues that we can go over later. But I'd say it's the mindset and just missing that community. So it was a bunch of things. It was very messy.
Man, so mindsets, and then just the focus in general as well on, because you were in uni and you're trying to grow this business. It was like you said, it was like trying to chase two rabbits all at once.
Yeah, that on top of that on top of trying to do well in uni is just one big mess. That's why I
Yeah.
say to people, you gotta have someone by your side. You gotta have someone who's
Mm,
where you want to be, get them to
mm.
hold you accountable, and it makes things a lot easier to get you there faster. So going at it alone is very messy.
No,
That's for sure.
100%. To be honest, it's the same thing for me right now. The main thing was, so on that call, I was starting to build good momentum, right? And what happened for me on my business was on my agency, my family moved out around February, right? And it was like my mind just starting this survival mechanism just started kicking in. So I was like, shoot, I'm not producing money in my business, and then I have to start paying rent and all these things. So what happened was, I'll just kind of give you a breakdown to what I've been up to, right? Um,
Yeah, we'd love to hear it. You've
yeah,
been lurking. I'll
I've
love
been
to hear it.
lurking a lot. Yeah, right. And then what happened was I got this job. It was like I was in the e-commerce brand. They're doing really well. So I was like, shoot, this is actually a pretty good spot where I'm at. So started working with them from home, and it was like a website thing where I helped them out, build out product pages, help them optimize their website, and then just make sure that everything runs smoothly or any other admin tasks. So the problem about that is the same thing with the uni, right? It's like, sure, I'm working, but for me was like I became complacent. That was the main thing, was I know money was coming in, and I was so complacent that I was like, I'll eventually get with the business, right? And then it was just like this back and forth where I try to build the business, but I know I don't have to, just because I have this complacent job where, sure, I'm getting money, but I'm not growing as a person. So this month recently, I kicked the bullet and was like, all right, I'm gonna quit. I'm like, this is because I felt it for the longest time, bro. And what's funny is, even though I had so much time when I was working in the business, I mean, in the at that job, for some reason I couldn't get myself together to work on the business, and I keep asking why. And I realized it was the complacency that was kind of kicking my ass. So I was like, well, you're gonna make it work out, just quit. And yeah, man, it's that's where I'm at. And it was, sure, the thing was like, I'm paying rent, but I have like 2 months right now where I can go all in here. And whatever, if something, worst case scenario, I go DoorDash or something, right, and work on this, like, I'll be fine. I'm not stressing about it. And it's the same thing with my parents, or parents like, oh, are you gonna get a job? Are you gonna get a job now? Like,
Oh
it's like,
man,
how are you supposed to pay the rent? I'm like, I'll be
yeah,
fine. It's gonna be fine. Like,
they're not buying it. They're not
they're
buying
not
it. It's
buying
gonna be
it, man.
fine. Filipino parents, especially.
Yeah, it's, and then getting backtrack on, just going back a little bit, was on the way you said it, on once you made some, you're doing well, right? Kind of explained it, sat down with them, shared your plan. I've done it a lot of times. And what's that called? Because earlier in my career, on when I started taking risk as a making e-commerce, or just the business ventures, right, online, I the very first thing I tried clicked. So that's the main reason how I got into this mentorship, the previous mentorship I had, and then the other business ventures I had as well. And the thing was, for me, like, my bottleneck that was happening was, I had um this thing where I felt entitled, and I'm self-aware that I know that I felt entitled, that the next thing should work out, because the very first thing worked out. And I feel like that's the good and bad about having something work out at the very beginning, is because you start feeling entitled, and that's where I'm working on right now, man. And yeah, it's interesting, but I'm now realizing, no, you shouldn't feel that way. You need to eat it, and that's how you're gonna grow and the business. And yeah, man. And then they're kind of like, at first they weren't trying to force me to go to college, and because they saw some results, right? They saw I was doing well, like, oh, we support you. And then eventually it was like, now everything is good. And then and then they're like, oh, when are you going back to college? And then yeah, it's funny how it turns out, man.
Rough out here.
Yeah,
Well,
it's funny, man.
are you happy that happened? Would you have
Oh,
gone differently?
to be honest, I, like you said at the beginning, everything happens for a reason. I think what's happening to me right now, it's the biggest lesson. Like, this is the biggest lesson I've had earlier in my career. To be honest, also, I feel like I'm thankful that it happened in the beginning of my career in my business ventures, just because, like, this is gonna stick in my mind. This is gonna 100% stick in my mind for the longest. And every time I go in a business venture, or if I'm building something, I'm not gonna feel entitled. I will have no expectations. That's
Yeah.
one of the things that I've learned was at the beginning is, sure, it might work out, but you never know what's gonna happen the next day, and you can't be complacent. The two main things for me is complacency and having no expectations. So that's where I'm at, man. How about you? What are some things that you're working on right now?
Yeah, 100%. I'll get onto that in a minute. I just want
Yeah.
to touch on what you said. It's like having things go well first time around. That's actually, yeah, that's a really important point you brought up, man. Because
Mm,
when I when I started my coaching business,
mhm,
within my first 5 sales calls, I closed 2 of them. And yeah, sure, yeah, it was really good. I was
mhm,
really happy. You can tell, having been someone who's never taken a sales call in his life, to getting two
mhm,
clients back to back months and having it go
mhm.
well. And it's like high ticket as well. So that
How
was a
much did you charge
bonus.
for that?
So at the time, that was I got my first client in for 2,200. So it's funny, on the sales call. I asked him, so out of everything we talked about, how much do you think this whole thing's worth? And I was expecting him to say like $500, $600. He goes and he goes and says, and I love him for this. He goes and says that 2 to 3 grand easily. I was like, oh, I was like, hell, what did you see in me that made you go 2 to 3 grand? But obviously, you can't show that in the sales call, or you're gonna lose them.
Right,
So I just
right.
poker face. I was like, okay, look, we can do 2,200. So that's the first client.
Mm-hmm.
Second client, it was a 1,500. So having those two successes back to back, super happy, built a ton of momentum. But at the same time, it goes back to what you said, right? You get complacent, you start to expect things to
Mm-hmm.
succeed right away,
Right,
because that's your
right,
baseline.
right.
If things happen within the first, second month and it goes well, that's your baseline. Now you expect
Mm-hmm.
things to do this, to repeat, basically. But let's say it doesn't go that way. Let's say you're going 7 to 8 months drought, no calls, no clients, then you're going to be absolutely miserable, because your
Mm-hmm.
baseline was quick success and quick wins. So
Right.
I like what you touched on there for sure. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it took a while to build back momentum. And this is going to go into your question about what I'm working on right now. And
Right.
I'd actually agree with you. I'd say it's the same thing. Just trying to keep that momentum going, trying to not get complacent, don't get comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
because I had a bad habit of that a lot. I just see some win, see some money go into the bank, and I'd stay there. I'd stay stagnant. So what
Mm-hmm.
I'm training myself to do right now is just zoom out, just like, look, you're not where you want to be yet. So why are you comfortable? So in that department there, just trying to not be complacent. Also, some other things, I'd say strategy is just completely sorted out. It might be
Mm-hmm.
like 5% that I need help with, but from here on out, bro, the game's different. The game's just mental at this point. It's like keeping the standards high, trying to not be comfortable, trying to stay disciplined, do your daily 20 miles every single day, which if you don't know, daily 20 miles, it's just the non-negotiables that you have to do every single day. You kind of do that as well. It's just mindset at this point, bro. It's nothing technical.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that is that's good. And actually I'm interested because I feel like you're a very, would you consider yourself systematic person?
I'd say so.
You say so?
When I want to be.
I've been seeing in your videos that you walk a lot. I'm interested. When did you start walking, bro? Like, I feel like, bro, I see you walking every single day.
I started walking when I was 1, by the way.
I mean, like the
in the video.
Yeah.
In the video, yeah, dude, that was purely an accident. I was purely an accident. I just wanted to try something. I'll be like, look, I'm out on a nice walk. It's a nice summer day. Why not just knock out 2 birds with 1 stone? Oh, just make a YouTube video. So ever since then, since my like last 3 to 4 videos, I think I've just been out, decided to film a video, pretty short, sweet, and just me out in nature, just raw and walking. And one of those videos actually became my most popular video.
No, yeah, I saw that
on accident, dude.
I think it's at 1.5K right now, bro.
It's sitting at 1.8.
Oh, but
yeah. Ooh, 1.8. But yeah, that was. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know how that happened. Till this day, I don't know what happened. There's nothing special. There's literally, it was so bad. Like, I nearly didn't post it. Yeah, because it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was really bad.
No, it wasn't, bro. I love it. It's authentic. That's my thing. It was like you're just walking, talking, having conversation with someone. It felt surreal. Like I felt like I was in there, bro. So I think that's why I did really well. It felt like you're just having conversation with a person. It's not just like everything is so scripted out, right? It was just like you're walking and then you're having a conversation with someone. That's why I love that video.
Yeah, dude.
How do you think?
That's looking like the plan the next couple of months or next couple of weeks. We'll see what happens, but people seem to dig that raw, authentic type of format. So I'll keep doing it. I made a video today, which I'm gonna put out. It's the same sort of thing. So
yeah, man.
We'll see what happens.
What's your strategy right now on scaling the business? Actually, let's talk about that and like where you want to go. Like, what's the end for you?
I believe there's no end to this game. I believe once people get to that end point, there's always more. They're always going to want more. But to answer your question, dude, 30K has been my goal for the longest time. When I get to 30K, so I guess you could call that the end. But I know once I get there, I have to start looking higher up the mountain and start going past that. So 30K is a North Star. We'll call it a North Star.
Right.
And you asked what's my strategy right now?
Right.
Yeah. So my strategy right now is just pretty much focus on one platform. Focus on one platform for the next couple of weeks. Again, it goes back to what I said about focus. Right now, I'm in this accountability group in the same program that we're in, but just like I basically got downsold. So next 6 to 8 weeks, have a little nice group, nice little sprint, and everyone's got this little strategy. We're all doing the same strategy. So I'm going to be trying that out and seeing what happens. Right. What I'll tell you is it's the same sort of strategy we kind of did for the longest time. Facebook, Flywheel, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
Get in front of pockets of space where your prospects are hanging out. So if you're in e-commerce, join e-commerce Facebook groups, go in there, provide a ton of value, so much value, in fact, that people will reach out to you. Prospects will reach out to you, have conversations, looking for a call, and then you close. Okay. The key here is making people come to you, because once they see you as an authority figure, it's game over. You don't have to compete on price. You don't have to compete on how good your first opening message was. You just compete on how how well you are you, like how authentic
Right.
are you? And then
Mm,
naturally, some people will hate you, some people will don't care about you, and some people will come to you,
mm.
and there's going to be prospect either way. So you're making money there.
That's good, man. I think Jeremy and TJ is in that group, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I met bro. I met them actually a few weeks ago. They were here at Seattle.
Oh, oh yeah,
Yeah, it was
Seattle
awesome.
meetup.
Yeah, man. Eventually we'll do one at DK.
Yeah, for sure. Were you able to stop by their
Oh no, I haven't. I
mastermind?
didn't meet Jeremy and Brandon though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sucked because I
Um,
thought I didn't know when it was gonna happen, like the meetup, and I thought it was gonna be the same time when me and TG will link up, and then so I just ended up not being able to meet them. But I did meet TJ and Wahab, and we had a really good conversation too. It was just um like they helped me out a lot on getting more clarity as well, and just kind of asking me my purpose and stuff like that.
yeah, I think that's what you need.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Yeah, clarity.
And yeah, 100%. Going into that, what's getting you up in the morning right now? Like, what's your purpose every time you wake up and you feel like you don't want to do any or don't want to do it? It feels like, oh, it's just one of those days, but you're like, but no, this is my purpose. And yeah, tell me more about that.
Yeah. So before it used to be just by pure force.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it's not real. Sometimes I will have those days where I just feel like shit. For sure,
Yeah.
everyone has those days, but I think right now it's not so much having to use force. It's just coming to just having awareness. And
Mm-hmm.
not to sound too rude, what I mean by that in English is like, look, now since I'm getting momentum,
Mm-hmm.
I can't just, sit in bed all day.
Right.
I can't sit in bed all day. What's gonna happen? Okay, what's gonna happen if I sit in bed all day? Well, my clients aren't gonna be happy. I've got people counting on me. I got clients
100%.
counting on me. I got my family counting on me. I got friends counting on me. I got people online who have just been following me for a while, but I don't know personally. There's followers who are actually genuine. I got them counting on me. I got a lot of people counting on me. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
got myself to count on. So for me to not get out of bed and do what I need to do, would just be doing them a huge disservice, almost disrespecting them in a way. So
100%.
I'd say that's what's getting me out of bed. When it gets really tough, that's what I sort of think about. Like I'll just
Mm-hmm.
think about, look, I've got a ton of people counting on me,
Mm-hmm.
do this. And another thing as well, this people are ruthless. People in the market are ruthless.
They are, man. They are
It's
ruthless.
player versus player. I got it's player versus player, bro. At the end of the day, you're trying to compete with the next coach and business coach and consultant who's trying to do the same thing as you. So
100%.
what's not getting up going to do? What kind of good will that do? You're going to be comfortable. You're going to be nice and warm. Well, have fun doing that. Have fun being nice and warm when that other person just taking a potential client off you that week. Okay, that kind of thinking, that kind of mentality gets me up,
Mm-hmm.
even when I don't feel like it.
Right. What's your man, it's that to be honest, that mentality was it, respect, bro. Do you think that's like was that kind of ingrained in you or did you learn it? Like at the beginning, let's say the beginning, was that your purpose or did it change over time?
I'd say it's changed. Um, obviously now because I've got more momentum, it's
Mm-hmm.
more justified to think that way.
Mm-hmm.
I've got clients now. I've got more people who count on me. So it wasn't always like that
Mm-hmm.
when I was at zero, when I was not doing anything. I grew up being extremely lazy. That's one of my flaws. Like I grew up being extremely lazy. I got a lot of stuff. Like, and it's funny coming from someone who's lived in the Philippines. It's not, you don't think of it as a, luxury country where things get handed to you.
Right,
But the
right.
fact was, like, growing up when I was living with my lovers and dollars, and this is no shot to them at all. It's just I love them to death. This isn't a shot. So it's just like I got a lot of stuff handed to me. Like, they wanted to take care of me.
Mhm.
feed me food, even down to the things like feeding me dinner, bathing me, taking me out, stuff like that. Okay. I
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff done for me. And it was up until like age 7 when I had to kind of cut that basically. I was
Mhm.
being almost baby until 7 years old.
Mhm.
It's really weird. But that's even to this day I have to kick that habit of being lazy. I think subconsciously it's like I'm expecting something to at the end of the day, oh, it's gonna go well, or something's gonna get handed to me somewhere. But no,
Mhm.
um, that's one thing I'm trying to kick. I'm trying to not be lazy anymore. So I never really thought that way. Never thought this way before.
Mhm.
Before it was just like, oh, it's fun. Let me do it when I feel like doing it. When I'm passionate about it, I'll go do it. When I don't feel so good, I'm just gonna take a break. It's very
Right.
emotional.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know if that made sense.
No, no, no. It's that's the thing. I like the one that you talked about. Going backtrack on your like people conning on you, and it's a bit
Yeah.
of a disrespect if you don't wake up that morning, right? It's
Mm.
I'm actually gonna be posting a video something about that. I recorded it yesterday. It
Oh,
was
awesome.
hmm? Yeah,
So
man.
awesome.
Yeah, it's that was I feel like that was what happened to me this past few weeks. It was to be honest, to be frank, past few months, it was like I was disrespecting myself. I was disrespecting the people around me. It was like it's because I wasn't living to my fullest potential. I was not working towards on what like my purpose is, and
Yeah.
there's this thing where I think it's all like once you've made a promise to yourself, you cannot break it
Yeah, you
because
gotta keep that shit.
yeah, yeah,
Gotta keep that
respect
shit.
that, bro. Mhm. And
Especially if you're a man.
100%.
Yeah.
And what happened is like it was a small thing that compounded that maybe I wasn't able to do it that day, and then the next
Yeah.
day again happened, and then eventually this landslide downhill.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
listening. Carry on.
All right. And what happened is I was like, now I'm trying to I disrespected myself for a long time, and I'm like, I cannot put up with this anymore. And so I think that's a lot of reasons why people to stop trying is because they've made a promise to themselves, but they stop making that promise come true. And for me to break out on that pattern, what I did was I had to break down every single thing. Like what was my goals and then broke it down to the T, man. Like step by step till it was actionable. Because sure we can have so many goals, like big goals and all these things and like oh I want to go here eventually and this what I want to do is the lifestyle I want. But you're not gonna get there if you don't know what's an action that you can take right now, this very moment. So that's how I kind of got out of it. And yeah, man. And let's talk about, do you believe, are you religious at all?
It's a funny situation. I
Mm.
grew up around obviously Filipino people, and
Right.
a lot of
Yeah.
Filipino people they're religious, right? They're
Mm.
Roman Catholic or along the lines of that. So I grew up around a lot of religious people. We used to go
Mm.
to church every Sunday. We used to pray to God
Mm.
and celebrate all the religious holidays. However, as I as I've gotten older, so I used to, oh, geez, I have to give another backstory. I'm trying to think here how I can compartmentalize it. So I think, long story short, it goes back to what I was saying about I moved schools a lot, I moved locations a lot.
Mm.
When my mom moved in with her basically husband, so he's
Mm.
being my stepdad now. I'm living with my stepdad now. Uh,
Right.
they weren't religious, so when we started living together, um, we just didn't go to church as much. To the point where we don't really go to church anymore or pray.
Mm.
Uh, So it was a gradual over time thing. Before, when my father was still alive, and basically we were around like Filipinos.
Mm.
Yeah, we go to church every Sunday, and pray and be very religious for sure. But now I
Mm.
think as time has gone by, I just haven't really connected to it as
Mm.
much. I'm not saying I don't believe in God or I don't
Mm.
believe there's a higher power. I think there's a higher power.
Mm.
Um, I've made plans in my mind to maybe like reconnect back to my faith, my religion.
Right.
But at the moment right now, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know what that's looking like. It's quite fuzzy at the moment, or if I'll
Right.
make time for it. So it's a funny situation. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, yes, that's actually interesting that you say that because
Mm.
I feel like, for sure, a lot of Filipinos are religious but yeah, man, I think it's time. I think it'll come with time. And but you do believe in God and a high power, right?
Yeah. I do believe there's a higher power. Excuse me. I do believe there is. Yeah. I think there's something in some separate realm that's out of our
Mm.
control, out of human control,
Mm-hmm.
that's doing something.
Right.
I think because I've seen a lot of blessings happen, a lot of things that shouldn't normally and logically happen in the first
Mm-hmm.
place just happen. So what
Right.
other explanation is there? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's. I think there's a higher power. I don't know if I'll call it God. I don't know if I'll call it Jesus, but only time will tell. I think there's a higher power.
100%, man. But yeah, man, for me, my faith plays a big part on why I do things. So that's why I was interested in asking that. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I was curious. And how about relationship wise right now, man? How are you doing?
Yeah. So in terms of family and friends, I've always tried and make it I always try and make it as good as possible, as strong as
Mhm.
possible. Just last weekend, just on Saturday, I went out to London to meet a friend. He's actually from CB, with
Oh,
about
nice.
60K a month. Yeah, someone from CB, 60K a month. I'm sure you know who he is. And he
This
actually
is
he came down to the UK for a couple of days from America. And
oh,
it was
okay.
actually not too far, but actually wasn't too far. So I was like, look, I think a conversation with him, getting up with him, would be so worth it. Why don't I just
Mm.
go and see what he's saying? Okay. So I had that Saturday. So there are efforts where I will definitely like nurture my social life, because how
Mm.
you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay? If you're trying to run a marketing agency and your social life's crap, you've got no friends, your relationship with your family is like down the drain, it's dysfunctional.
Mm.
And I get it that people are in different circumstances. I'm just saying, like, if that's the case, and also on top of that, your fitness, you're not in shape, you're eating crap. Good luck trying to run a marketing agency, bro. Like, good luck. That's a task in itself. And if you can't
Mm.
handle the other areas of life, then you're going to struggle. I'm just going to tell you straight. So,
Right.
with that being said, I will, I try and make sure my family life, my social life is nurtured. It's good. It's at a healthy level. So,
Mm.
yeah, of course, it's not always 8 hour work days and grinding and most of the grind stuff.
Right.
But of course, there's times you got to rest and you got to
Mm.
make sure there's other areas of life are nurtured. In terms of relationships, bro, um, I'm just trying to get my stuff together before I get
Mm.
into a relationship, or do get into the woman side of things. Like, I'm just trying to get
Right.
my stuff together,
Yeah, you
bro.
just got your things
Honestly,
together.
I'd rather just, because it makes things so much easier. It makes things
Mm.
so much easier. You got your health in shape. You're jacked. You're ripped.
Mm.
You're you're making decent money. You can provide for
Mm.
yourself. You're good with your friends and family. You can conversate, and you're good with social skills. Like, dude, I see like people my age are just chasing tail, man. They're chasing tail. They don't have stuff
Yeah.
together. It's not shot
Mm.
at though. I'm just saying they don't have their
Yeah.
stuff together. But wouldn't you think it's easier if you just sort out those other things in your life? Then go try and do that. That
Right.
makes
It's
sense.
more of a no, 100%. Man, I love the way you say like because I think there's this misconception where, well, sure, there should be imbalances in your life, seasonal, but I think socializing is definitely a crucial part, even
Yeah.
though let's say you're 100% focused on your business, you're growing this. But I think too, when you socialize, is it has to be intentional, and there has to be
Yeah.
some value when you guys spend together. And I think that's what you're going with too as well. Was what was the name of the guy that you met?
Bryce. Bryce.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bryce.
Bryce.
He's cool. He's cool. I haven't talked to him personally, but yeah, like Bryce, like you guys hanged out and there was some value given, and you guys probably talked a lot about, I don't know, whatever you guys talked about, right? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure there was some
good
value
stuff.
in there.
Yeah.
And I think there's this misconception though about like around our age too, because how old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19, I'm 20. And it's like our age group, man. I mean, there's no like there's nothing wrong with it too, because the majority of people does 90% of people does this is they just hang out to hang out. There's no reason why you hang out, and even though they don't, it's so superficial. Like you hang out, and then after that, what was the point of you guys hanging out? It was just like you guys talk trash about somebody
I
else,
know
and
it's
then
literally it's literally
yeah,
like just 2-3 years ago, dude. It was just here's how here's what hanging out would look like. Okay, where do you want to meet? Go there, get a bite to eat, sit on a park bench, talk shit about someone, talk shit about the news, talk shit about everything else. Okay, everyone's happy, go home. And I'll tell you what, I don't do that. I don't. It's not the same thing. But what I'm trying to say is like, I'll actually, kind of. I want to say this. Okay, I'll just say I kind of disagree. I think there's times you can still fit that in. And what I'm trying to say is like, let's say you had friends from high school.
right.
Let's say you had friends from high school that's what you were doing with them at the time before you go into business and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If they're like they show green flags, like they're not being a dick to you or just they're supporting you all the way, I see no reason to cut them off. I see no reason to spend time with them here and there. You don't have to do it all the time, don't abuse it. But I see no reason to just hang out for a day, and just do what you used to do when you were younger. And then go back, get into Zen mode, do your business. I think there's friends. Man. Yeah, I think there's friends. There's different friends for different occasions. You get those different type of friends. You got friends who you just sit around and do nothing with, provided they're not toxic. So sit around and do nothing friends. You got people who are like business friends and you can actually talk about productive business, stuff like that. And then you got these other friends. I don't know what your life looks like. I don't know what the viewers' life looks like. But what I'm trying to say is it's like, I think you can do what you like. It's up to you.
No, 100%.
You don't want to be too. As you said, there's two sides of the spectrum. You either just all your relationships, all your friends just talk about absolutely nothing, and it's so superficial that you just wasted time instead of making it valuable time. Yeah, that's bad. But if you go on the other side of the spectrum, what that would look like either just you on your own, no friends. So I guess that's one part of it. But also just purely having friends. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I'd say having like friends who are just strictly business, anyone who's not talking about business and productivity, you're out. I don't agree with that personally. I think you should have still a wide spectrum, but hey, that's up to you.
Yeah, man. That's interesting because I'm actually thinking about it now. It's like, sure, I love like the people that I hang, my high school friends. I love them, bro. Like they're good people. I would say that they're good people, man.
Exactly, they're good people. Like, not everyone's trying to run a 6 to 7 coaching business. Not everyone.
No, exactly, man.
Do what we're doing, man.
No,
so it's cool.
No, and I don't think they should. They should even like understand. I think one of the biggest thing, my mistake though, was I tried to influence them by like, bro, there's so much more things to do in life, but they just wanted like a regular job. Like the thing is, that was my fault, bro. I shouldn't be forcing someone my beliefs, right?
I tried that too.
And then that was the biggest flaw. I think now was if I would spend time with them, I need to have like, it's just strictly socializing, man. It's not like you're trying to have a conversation like we're having. It's different.
Yeah, it's different, man.
But yeah, the thing on that as well is I've talked to a couple of guys too. But they're kind of like, for you it's different. Like, right? I feel like here socializing should be one of the core things as well. But for other people, it's like, oh, if I'm doing this, I got to cut off my friends from high school. It's not valuable.
Yeah.
And but it is kind of hard though. Like personally for me, it's hard to balance that, like growing the business. And then I feel like when the things that I surround myself with,
Mhm.
that's where I'm kind of struggling with, is
Yeah. I hear
balancing
that.
on like spending time with them and then just going back on my focus on building the business. It's like I'm kind of like, I see it as you have like this energy, you have 100%, and then you kind of, if you give that away to them, and then you have this enough
Mhm.
left in the
Yeah.
put on the business.
Yeah. I hear that, man. I'll give an analogy. So obviously we got the same mentor, and one of the things our mentor talks about is don't qualify leads, correct?
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's like don't be so harsh, don't let them judge with their wallet, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a lesson for you guys in the audience. There's one of the mistakes that a lot of people make, and what tell you to do, is to just qualify your leads so strictly, like down to the T. If they don't meet this requirement, they're out. They don't deserve a call. There's been many times. I literally had 2 calls today, bro. I had 2 sales calls today, and both of them I didn't think they had the money. Like I didn't go into it. It's much better now, but in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, I got 2 sales calls. I don't think these guys will have the budget. Just like, and what do I have to base off of it? Well, the profile picture. That's not a good indicator. So, but that's the mistake I made earlier on today. Is like in the back of my mind still is like thinking they probably don't have the money. First guy did have the money. He was doing a lot of, he was doing a lot per month. Just need to book in that follow up. And then the second one, we booked in a follow up. Turns out he had like 25K in the Forex. So he would have the money to start working with me. Just need to see where that follow up goes. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're qualifying your leads, then you're probably missing out on a lot of potential clients, a lot of money, and a lot of people to help if all you're doing is qualifying them based on their profile
No,
picture and the
100%,
form they
man.
put in the calendar. So this kind of goes the same way with friendships. So basically, if you're being ruthless about it, and this is what I've done in the past as well, it sounds like what you've done in the past as well.
Yeah.
It's just ruthless about it. If you're not ticking all the boxes, then I won't be your friend. We can't hang out. I was doing that too. One of the boxes were if you're not into business, if you're not into business, then I won't be your friend. That was in the past. Now, same sort of approach, bro. It's don't be too too strict with the qualification process. Like if
Right.
they just meet the bare minimum boxes, like are they a good person? Are they a good person? And do you have fun? Do you like hanging out with them?
Yeah.
That's all the boxes you need, bro. Hang out with them, spend time with them.
Right.
If they're friends from high school and they haven't like raised any red flags, like starting like gossiping about you or talking shit about you or trying to, all these red flags, right? Then I see no reason to cut them off. Keep hanging out with
exactly,
them.
man.
Not everyone's trying to build a business. Not everyone's trying to get in shape. But I enjoy their company. They made me laugh at that shit's on, so I'll keep hanging out with them.
No, man, it's funny. Like I love my high school friends, and we built a bond together where, because all of them played basketball as well, and it's like, but
your basketball friends, you've got basketball friends. There you go.
Yeah, it's like, bro, it's different. It's interesting because the conversations we have is different, and like what you said, I feel like I was qualifying them. Oh, they don't take out the box. I love the way you give that analogy. It's it's really making me think. And good thing I didn't even, it was just like I think in this season of my life it's more of like I gotta get my momentum going and then eventually reconnect and whatnot. But definitely I still talk to them online, but I haven't like really seen them in a while. But I love the way you said it, bro. Like not everybody's trying to build a 7-figure business. And I'm like, that makes sense, bro. Like, why should you? Because like,
as long as you're a good person and they don't talk shit about you and they support you, then that's good enough to me.
100%, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got a few more questions for you, bro.
Go
This
for it.
conversation has been really good.
I got time.
Um, yeah. Okay. If you could go back uh and talk to your younger self, what advice would you give him?
Uh, Jeez. Through curve, through, yeah, you really hit me with that one. Yeah. Dude. Um, what advice would I give him? Well, I actually, yeah, someone in my DMs, someone in my DMs the other day, he asked me for advice like that, like what should I do at 19? So I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you what I told him. What I tell my younger self, just
Mm-hmm.
listen to people who are where you want to be. Even try and get them as a mentor, learn from them, like learn as much as you
Mm-hmm.
can from them because time flies by. I'm sure you
Right.
remember when you were 10, like it was a couple of days ago, like it was yesterday.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even worse for people older than us. They always tell us like, "Oh, I remember when I was your age," and yada yada yada. So it's even worse for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to realize the power, like the true significance of time. So if there's a way you can shave time off to get to where you want to be, do it. By all means, go for it. One of the things, especially, is listening to people who you want to be, getting mentors, getting into masterminds, getting into places where high value people hang out and
Mm-hmm.
networking with them. Okay? Just do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore, well, ignore as in like just don't let stuff that, like, for example, it could be friends and family. They might want the best for you. They want safety, but at the end of the day, is it where you want to be? So
Right.
if it's not, then maybe just let it go through one ear out the other. Politely, agree with them. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, you're going to be listening to. You should be listening to people who are you want to be. So that's one of the
Mm-hmm.
pieces of advice.
Okay.
Um, what are some other ones? I'd say, oh yeah, I'd say know what you want. Define exactly what you want because there's a lot of things distracting us nowadays. You've got the news, you got other people who don't fit the category, like don't
Mm-hmm.
tick the boxes, like toxic people basically. You got junk food, you got um gossip, you got all these distractions nowadays. And it's only gonna get worse from here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to be able to do is, cut through the fog, define exactly what you want out of life, and go after it. It sounds so cheesy, but you ask people in the street, you ask people, look, what do you want to do when you're older? They don't know. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know what they want to do when they drop out of when they finish university, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So don't end up in that pile. End up in the pile where you actually know what you want to be, and then your subconscious, your actions are going to be the rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 90% of the battle. Do you know where you want to be? How long do you want to? How long do you want it to take? And are you willing to do the steps to get there? And then that's pretty much the piece of the puzzle.
Love that.
Yeah, dude.
And that's some good advices for your younger self, man.
Yeah.
I got
One more thing.
okay.
What would I say? I'd say uh, start making friends as soon as possible. Try to make friends as soon as possible because I was never this social. I was never really good at social skills and
Mm-hmm.
socializing. I always used to be that kid who would just go unnoticed in school, shy, insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so what I'd say to him is like, look, just basically what I'm trying to say is like face your fears, get uncomfortable. The sooner the better. Fail faster.
Right.
Because
Right.
the sooner you get it out of the way, like you said earlier, I'm so glad I experienced this earlier than now. It's the same
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing, dude. It's if if I'd gone through what I went through now, years before, I'd be like at 30K a month by now, if that makes sense.
No, 100%.
Yeah, I was super shy
Definitely.
was super shy before this. I wasn't good at social skills. So what I wished I would have done is I don't know, just made an effort to fix that as soon as possible instead of wait and then try to fix it, if that makes sense. Same with business, same with physique. If I'm skinny, I don't like the way I look, do something about it, dude. Do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love your comments. Getting sidetracked here. The Filipino liver king.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Eat liver. Eat liver. That's the last thing I'd say. Yeah. Eat liver.
Yeah, man. I have not liver since I was a kid. I don't know. I just didn't like the taste of it, bro.
You can.
I know you might be hitting on me right now. No,
you're good, G. Yeah, it takes a while. It takes longer than others to get used to.
Eats it raw too, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, dude. It actually tastes better raw. In my opinion, it actually tastes better raw than
instead of cooked.
Yeah, because when it's cooked, it's stronger. When it's raw, it's like sushi in a way. If you have that raw sashimi, that salmon sashimi, it's very
good.
pure.
Love that.
But and then when you cook the salmon, the flavor comes out more. It's stronger. So I actually think it's better. We could also do as well as you can like freeze it, and then what I've seen some people do is like cut it up into like little pill-sized, pill-sized pieces, and then they just they take like a.
I forgot. Bro, I forgot you're a chef like that too. I be seeing your stories.
Oh yeah,
those food,
meat and fruit,
man.
Dog.
What's how do you get into that? How do you get? I'm sorry, I'm getting so sidetracked. I said I was gonna get like.
No, you're good.
But
you're good, bro. How did I get into that?
Yeah,
I think it was just like gradually trying to look for that next stage, like that next level of trying to be more healthy because. Health and fitness, going to the gym, that was one of the first things I got into. And I'm so thankful for that. So that's one of the things. It's like, look, if you're not in, basically, if you're lost in life, just hit the gym. That's the first thing I'd say. Get in shape, because getting in shape helps you with other areas of your life. It will help you run the business that you like. It will help you with the relationships. You can think clearer. You're less stressed out. That makes you better, a more fun person to be around. Yada, yada, yada. So gym, fitness was one of the first things I got into about, I'd say 14, 15, so a couple of years back. And ever since then, I think it was just looking for that next stage. How can I optimize my health? How can I get better? How can I be more healthy? How can I have more energy? So I think one thing led to another. I got sucked down this new wave of health in 2022, 2021. It's gotten way more popular.
It has. Especially for men too. I think I saw you following Soul bro, and then you made me. I saw you shared something about him. I saw his post, and then I started reading his stuff, bro. It's really valuable.
Yeah, it's really eye-opening stuff. Like, you might not agree with it at first, but you want to think for a second, like, look, we've been lied to for a long time, especially about health and what it means to be healthy. So when I saw his stuff, I saw like carnivore Aurelius and stuff, carnivore, all these like carnivore pages, or just people who are on this wave. It got me really thinking, like, we've been lied to this entire time. What we've been told is healthy isn't actually healthy, it's actually doing the opposite.
Right.
And what we've been told to stay away from is actually stuff we should go towards and actually consume. Right. So with that, it's kind of like skepticism going into it. I think that's just how I naturally got into this sort of lifestyle. Like, when I eat, now that I think about it, like, I'd love to eat just meat, eggs, maybe a bit of liver, a bit of heart in there, and then some fruit on the side, like a fruit plate. I feel amazing. I feel so good. That's something I'd love to do for the rest of my life, for sure. Have cheat days here and there, but that's where I see my sort of lifestyle with my diet and health going. So, because the proof is there. Like, I eat it, I feel good. I eat a pizza, I feel bad. So,
no, 100%. It's what you put in your inside of you as well. It's the energy. That's it's like like I see it as like the level. You know how like there's like 3 levels on the when you pump gas, right? You fill up the tank in your car, and the way I see it is once you set that standard high, that's the premium level of energy you're putting in your body,
Yeah,
and
like that
you
premium
can
gas.
yeah, you can burn more. It's more, your energy is more leveled throughout the day. By the way, we're not nutritionalists, all right? It's just our own experience.
Yeah.
We're not, yeah. That's a disclaimer, by the way.
You gotta make it. I'll make it clear. Like I'm just telling you what I eat. I'm not telling you how to eat. I'm just telling
Exactly.
you what I do. I'm not telling you how to do it. Okay. But if you want
Yeah,
to try it,
man.
go ahead and try it.
Yeah, it's
To fill them in. Sorry.
mm,
Dinner for nothing. If you want to try it, it's really
mm,
simple. Just try and avoid seed oils as much as possible. They're
mm.
the cancer of your health. It's so bad.
Seed
You have to
oil.
read up on it. Yeah, seed oils. Yeah, get out your system. Try and get as much meat. So it's really just meat, organs,
Mm,
food, honey, and raw dairy. So like
right.
not like the conventional like milk and cheese that's been
Mm,
pasteurized. I'm talking about like raw dairy, raw honey that hasn't been really processed, so it still
right.
retains the nutritional content. If that makes sense.
Mm,
Yeah, it's all that good stuff. So
all right.
good stuff.
Yeah, man. How about the bro? I kind of shoot. I kind of want to talk about more about food now.
Over.
All right. Well, you thought. How about products with organic in it?
I think a lot of it again. It's we've been lied to a lot. We've been lied to our entire lives. So just
Mm,
gotta start to question everything. While it might say organic on the packaging,
right.
you gotta think twice. Like, okay, it's organic, but what is it? What's in the ingredients list still, or
Mm,
what's XYZ? What
mm,
XYZ? So for example, like with eggs, it might say free range, but
mm,
I learned this a couple of days ago. It's like it might say it's free range. Sounds good on paper, but free
mm,
range could still mean the cages are still next to each other. They're still caged, but they're just in a bit more open of a space in a
mm,
barn, like only marginally. And then they slap
right.
on the label free range.
Uh,
Um, the eggs you really should be trying to go for is pasture raised because pasture is like open grassland. That's what it's talking about.
pasteurized. Okay.
Yeah, pasture raised,
Oh,
raised on a
pasteurized.
pasture.
Okay.
Yeah, pasture
Okay.
raised. Like so, organic food. I don't know, just do your research. Better than
Okay.
pesticide food, chemical
I want.
additives. So.
I mean, do you cook every day or?
Um, I used to when I was in uni in my dorm. So
Mm,
yeah, I used to, but now things are a bit different. I'm back home in the
mm,
meantime, so
right.
I'll cook myself lunch because oftentimes we just need lunch to, you know, just need lunch to whatever you want to do.
Mm,
Personally, for lunch, I'll just do like I have some beef, perhaps some minced beef or ground beef, 4 eggs. If I have liver, if I have heart, if I have an organ, throw it in there as well. Maybe some raw Parmesan cheese, goes back to that raw dairy and some honey. It sounds really weird, and then have some fruit on the side as well. But that's
hey,
lunch.
that
Dinner,
sounds
I just have
bomb, bro.
dinner. I just
Shoot.
have whatever they're having. It's fine. I'm
All
not going to
right.
complain.
Filipino food.
Uh, I've been. I can't lie. I've been missing Filipino food.
Oh, you guys don't cook Filipino food?
Rarely. Remember,
Oh,
my
okay.
stepdad's not. So my
Oh,
stepdad's
okay.
not
All
Filipino.
right.
So
Okay.
we just have
Understandable.
like whatever. Yeah.
Uh, man, yeah. So, what would you? I'm kind of being selfish here, but
Be good, bro.
can I get some advice on how can I get started? Because I want to start cooking my own stuff because I live with my brother only, and
Mm.
can you give me some advice on that, bro? I'm trying to get my energy in a higher level because it takes, I know, going to the gym and then you working and focusing, you're exerting a lot of energy. So, and
Yeah.
fueling your body with the right food is good. So what did you do to start? Like any
Yeah, for sure.
resources and then just like certain go-to uh products that you
Mm.
well, not products, but like just
Yeah.
stuff that
Resources. Yeah.
you put in.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you. Yes, I'm gonna ask you again, just to clarify, so you're saying low energy for you? What's the
No.
problem right now?
I feel like I just don't. To be honest, I don't prep food at all. Like I just eat. Well, I don't go eat fast food, right? I would probably I have like some protein bar and just like my diet is just all over, right? Like I would eat um like cereal, not cereal, oatmeal, and then some pancakes.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
only cook mornings, but I don't know how to
Right.
cook lunch.
You don't know. Do you know how to cook, or you just don't know how to fit it in your schedule?
That actually that's a good point because I'm also surprised. Like, how do you balance that? How do you find the time on cooking and then you're also like doing your appointment setting and whatnot, right?
Oh yeah.
And creating
I mean,
content too. Oh my
oh yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. Oh, you know how to cook though? Is a question. You know how to cook, like chicken and rice or something. Just whip up something for lunch, dinner.
Mm,
You know how to cook.
mm,
Okay. Well, you go one of two ways. It's worked both ways for me. First way is on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, just devote that to meal prepping. Devote a time block for some meal prep. And then after that, put it in your containers and whatnot. Prepare what you have to do for the rest of the week and you're good. You don't have to worry about it. Rest of the
okay.
week, you can focus on your appointment setting, you can focus on creating content. You don't have to stress about cooking some chicken and rice for that
Right.
day and missing your next sales call. Okay, you don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
It depends a lot on the meal as well. So if the meal literally only takes 5-10 minutes, and yeah, I can either still meal prep it, but what I'm doing nowadays is once the clock just hits 12, I'm just gonna whip up something quick that the chef
Mm,
mentioned earlier. It's like 10 minutes, it's very quick. Just have that and then bounce, go for the next rest of my day.
mm,
It doesn't take long. If it doesn't take long and you enjoy cooking
mm.
and you don't really like the first option of bulk meal prepping, start of the week, then it's up to you.
Yeah, I love it's the idea of creating something, just anything, honestly, creating something. I always love it. And the thing was like the most basic thing that I can do is like I prep the rice, right? I get my rice going, and then this is
Yeah.
stir fry. I did a stir fry with green pepper, red pepper, and then it's just chicken, and then I put some Himalayan salt in it and some uh what's that called? Like, yeah, I just put something to make it a little bit tasty, and then I just stir fry it.
Yeah. How long does that take?
It's not that long. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So either you could, because here's the thing, bro. If you probably heard this before, but if it was important enough to you, you'd find a way.
Mm-hmm.
So if getting your nutrition right while fitting it in with the rest of your schedule,
Mm-hmm.
that's so important to you. If you're getting in shape and actually feeling that energy all day, 24/7, that's so important to you, then you'll find a way. You'll make it a priority. So
100%.
it's up to you, man. If that meal doesn't take long, you can cook it up before your next sales call. I don't know, when the clock hits 12, whenever you have lunch,
Mm-hmm.
or start of the week, Saturday or
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, do massive meal prep,
Okay.
make a massive batch of stir fry, and have it for the rest of the week. I will say this one thing though, because I know you live with parents as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'd say just be respectful. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd just be respectful of their time and what they got going on as well. Because yeah, you don't want to be that person where you see dinner, you don't like what's on dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You turn down mom's cooking, and she's all upset now. It's
Uh,
because of you turning it down.
no, actually, no,
But it's up to
bro. I
you.
just live with my brother now. I
So it's you and your brother right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I was wondering, bro. Because when I was with my mom, I got it to my weight. I got it up to 160. Right. I think that was the healthiest I got, but now
yeah.
my weight's going down again just because my diet's just been so ass. I think it's
Oh, okay.
one 156. I'm 156 right now. I lost a couple of pounds just because my diet's just been so bad.
Yeah. I
But yeah,
mean,
man.
you got time. Yeah. If
Yeah,
you're with your
I got
brother, that's
time.
even better, dude. That's even
Mhm.
better. Just yeah, if it's
Yeah,
important enough
we'll
to you,
talk
find
more
a way.
about this. But last thing, man.
For sure.
You got any book recommendation?
Um, I don't really read books,
Hmm.
mm, but if I had to get my top three, pick up Psycho Cybernetics by
Okay.
Maxwell Maltz.
Hmm.
Pick up The Way of the Superior Man. I'll go get them. I'll go get them.
All right. Okay.
Pick up that one.
Okay.
Psycho Cybernetics.
Yep.
Maxwell Maltz. Uh, don't be intimidated by the title. I'd definitely go check it out. Keep an open mind.
Mm.
The whole premise of that book is you can change who you are, you can change your thoughts, you can change your identity. Well, I'm going to
Right.
leave it at that. I don't want to confuse it.
Yeah. Yep.
The Way of the Superior Man by David Data is it's my favorite book because it came at the right time.
Mm.
Got it for Christmas, one Christmas, and at that time I was just feeling super lost. I didn't know my way around relationships and business, and I was really insecure at that time. So this one kind of saved me. So that's
Mm.
the second one. And the third one, I don't know if this is my top book, but I keep recommending it to people. It's called what's it called? It's called No BS Guide to Wealth Attraction. Hello? Yeah.
Is it
Called
by
No
Dan
BS Guide.
Kennedy?
Nope.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. As I said, you've been lied to your entire life, whether
Right.
that's by government or whoever.
Hmm.
So that includes the way you see money. And if you're trying to build a business, a six to seven figure business, it's not normal to people. Making that amount of money is not normal to people.
Hmm.
Therefore, you're probably carrying some bad negative beliefs and thoughts that these people have
Hmm.
that are stopping you from hitting those kind of numbers. So
Interesting.
that book just basically teaches you how to think about money, what beliefs you should have about money, and what beliefs are holding you back about money. So
Definitely gonna check that
go
out.
get those two. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Last one. Last question is: Do you look up? Who do you look up to, and who has impacted your life the most?
Who I look up to, who's impacted my life the most.
Or are those two different person?
Um, I'd say I look up to. Well, I try not to look up to people as
Hmm.
much because at the end of the day, I'm like my own person.
Right.
I think looking up to people, you can get lost in trying to be them, trying
Hmm.
to compare yourself to them and trying to be them too much when you just have
Hmm.
to be your own person. So
Right.
I'd say inspired by.
Inspired. All right.
I'm inspired by.
Inspire. Better wording. All right. Yep.
Yeah. I'd say inspired by the mentors I've ever invested in, I've ever worked with.
Mm.
Not just in business, not just our current mentor, Trey, just everyone I've really spent time with and really just invested in and had them
Okay.
as mentors. They're almost like big brothers or like father figures in a way. So I'd say them mostly. Uh, no, I'm inspired by my family, my mom especially, because she obviously, as I said, moved back and forth a lot, Philippines and the UK. So it's not easy when you're a mother in her 20s at the time. She was in her 20s, I think. Yeah. A mother in your 20s who just recently had a child, and now you're moving to the UK, but it hasn't gone smooth sailing. So you have to deal with the difficulties there, trying to look for jobs, trying to look after your son. I really admire that from her.
Hmm.
Um, so I'd say those things.
Yeah. Respect. And if people want to find your content or just connect with you, where should they go?
So You will find me at the Matt Jacob on Instagram. So at the Matt Jacob on Facebook, it's just my name, Matt Jacob. On YouTube, same thing, just my name, at Matt Jacob, and those are the best place to find me.
Awesome, man. I really appreciate you.
If you're a coach,
yeah.
Short little plug, bro.
Oh yeah, plug.
Coach,
go ahead, bro.
If you're a coach, consultant who has just not been able, who's had a drought on their calendar and just cannot book these calls to save your life, maybe you're good at sales, maybe you're not. But if you need more calls, hit me up. I'll get you to that 1 call a day mark, if not more. Get you flooded out, get you these clients, and get you to that income goal that you always wanted.
Love it, man. Yeah. Man, once again, Matt, I appreciate your time, bro. It's always a pleasure talking to you, my guy. I think this one has a lot of value in it, and if you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to just being great on your own way, right? But yeah, anyways, that's it for today's episode. Appreciate you guys. Peace.